Yeah, thank you, Governor McKee, and good morning, everybody. It's good to be here with you again. It's great to be here with Commissioner Infante Green as well, and Superintendent Martinez, and Principal Valera, and the whole team at Lillian Feinstein Elementary. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's fun to be in a school. I have many positive memories from being a student myself as a kid, and I think about just the educators who influenced me over my life, and I think about the person I became, the values of integrity, just honesty, just hard work, and just going and chasing a dream. I took all that from teachers as much as anyone else, and I just really thank the educators that are here, but just throughout my own life. It's been wonderful. One of the things that we're going to talk about today is why it's so important to get kids vaccinated, but really, school nurses, teachers, you play a really important role in helping get our kids to trust the vaccine is safe and effective. It is a safe and effective vaccine. But a lot of times we need to hear that message from people we know and trust. As the governor shared, it's critical we get our vaccination rates as high as possible. As we look towards moving towards the endemic state, and I'm cognizant that endemic is not a word that most people use around their kitchen table, but it's really about this preventable, treatable disease being stabilized in our community and in our state. And stabilization is what we're looking for, just moving on with stability towards our future together. And it just, I think one of the things we want to get back to too is it is a preventable, treatable disease. And I want to give you some numbers. So when you get the primary series, you're 6 times less likely to get hospitalized because of COVID-19. So think about that. It's a preventable, treatable disease, particularly for serious COVID. You're 6 times less likely if you get the primary series. And that's looking at our own Rhode Island data. But when you look at the booster, the numbers are astronomically better. And it's stunning a little bit here. But if you're boosted, you're 55 times less likely to get hospitalized because of COVID than someone who's not vaccinated. So that's 55 times less likely. So, I think we just have to look at this like, wow. You don't have to be a math whiz to grab that number there. 55 times less likely is a huge number if you're boosted, if you're up to date with that vaccine. So as we're here in the elementary school, though, I want to talk a little bit about why I want kids to get vaccinated. And I'm a pediatrician. I've been a pediatrician for almost 32 years. I've seen tens of thousands of children throughout my career. The 5 to 11 group, we have a little less than half of that population vaccinated. And I think we just have to put that in perspective, is that when I listen to parents, what they're telling me is they're worried about long-term complications of the vaccine. What I tell parents is, if we've had a problem with the vaccine, we've discovered that in a few months. This is really the most well-studied vaccine in the history of our planet. It's the most heavily monitored vaccine in the history of our planet. We're talking about billions and billions of doses of vaccine have been given at this point. And I assure parents, this is safe and effective for your child. And I think some parents are saying, well, I just don't know. But I think it's important to remember, not making a decision is making a decision. And it's putting us in a place where your kids are at risk a little bit. And it's really important to remember that although we don't see a lot of serious disease in kids with COVID, that's true for almost every disease I treat, And it's important to remember that it's like we just want to protect every kid possible, not just to keep our kids out of the hospital, but to protect the family members as well. If you can protect the kid, you protect the family, we don't spread that disease throughout the home there. Having said that, I'm vaccinated and boosted. All my kids are vaccinated and boosted. My wife is vaccinated and boosted. I recommend that for my families that just ask us as a community to look at the opportunity we have in front of us. We have a safe and effective vaccine. It's been out well over a year. Many people have gotten it and done very well with it. And it's really what's gotten us to the point we are today. When we think about why we are at the stabilized point, we're approaching the endemic state, it's because we've had safe and effective vaccines.